Welcome to the 55 episode of Indie and Music Industry World. Ladies and gentlemen, Archie.
Hello, Archie.
Yo, what you saying, bro? How's it going? Yeah.
I am shocked about your music, and you are talented.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate
Congrats
that. I
so,
appreciate
congrats
that.
so much. Tell me everything. How did you discover your passion for music?
How did I discover it for music? I think it was possibly I've done music from a young age. I started in classical music. I learned
Cool.
guitar, piano. I was doing classical singing, and I think around like 14 or 15, I started trying to write songs and stuff. And it was since I started writing songs, it just kind of all kind of came out, and I just discovered that I had a passion for all forms of music, whether that be production or being an artist, all of that stuff.
Which artists or and genres too? Because you got a lot of influences of
Mm.
styles that influenced you in your sound.
Who's a big? I think so. The first ever artist that I kind of fell in love with is Maroon 5 back when I was like 13, maybe 12. That was like my first favorite artist, and then it was 1975, and then it was Dominic Fike, and he's my current favorite artist, I think.
Amazing, as you got in and hit like nicotine, how did you feel it about to have a lot of million streams? You felt like as a pressure or maybe as a motivation to go on, and
Uh,
break.
Yeah, actually, yeah, it's definitely that definitely showed me. I think for a while that was a good confidence boost as to, oh, I can actually achieve that number, and so I'm just trying to beat it again. Because yeah, I've not actually been paid for that song ever, which is unfortunate. But where I need to, show me that I can keep going and achieve that again.
Yeah, you got a lot of different things from other artists because when you do your own covers, you seems like the songs are yours, and you
Mhm.
got just like your interpretation and with your vocal range, you seems like you're amazing. How do you balance, this thing just like to sing your own song and to sing your cover?
I think I enjoy doing the covers and stuff. It's good fun. I'll just whenever I've got a free minute, I'll just sit and play piano and just kind of have fun, do a little bit of practice, all that.
Amazing. How do you approach when when you release your song on just like on Spotify or versus the difference on posting on TikTok? You know.
I think it all feeds into each other. You post something, you put a song up on Spotify, then obviously you've got to run the campaign on TikTok and Instagram and on your social media to then feed into that Spotify reach. But essentially, I think like I need to recently I've started seeing TikTok more as just like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what you post, just keep it just it's essentially just a game of consistency. Keep it on keeping to your release schedules and stuff like that, and making sure that you are consistent with it and you don't stop.
Yeah, you feel that it seems like to be a pressure, just like to post the expectation of the fans when you post on TikTok, and release every day new stuff.
Yes, there's a bit of pressure, I think, sometimes when I'm posting something, because it's just you want to kind of make sure that everything you're putting out represents you fully in your truest form. And I think that's recently what I've been kind of discovering is my real kind of artistry and my proper image and stuff like that.
Amazing. I love your tracks because there's a lot of authenticity. And you is it hard for you to write about yourself, about your life, and which is the message that you want to bring with your own music?
I think I'd struggled in the past of writing in an introspective manner, but I think recently I've been trying to kind of tap into that a bit more. I kind of spent a long time writing very, very much on the surface because I didn't want to delve too deep. But recently I've really been trying to kind of push it a bit more, get a bit deeper. I think honestly, message wise, I I don't have a message that I'm trying to convey through my music. I just want people to listen to it and enjoy it, and it be something that makes their day a
Yeah.
better day.
How do you take inspiration to write? You know, as and write hits, because you write hits, and it's totally different. You know, how do you take inspiration? Maybe in your day, you know, something that happens to you. How is your writing process?
I think I don't know. I always approached writing with a very like pragmatic, structured approach to it. Um, but recently I've been trying to break that down a little bit and be a little bit less predictable with the structure that I'm using and how I kind of construct those songs. But I think I've always kind of come at it from a perspective of when I am listening, when I'm writing the song, when I'm hearing it played back to me through the speakers, I always try and imagine, could I imagine like a crowd singing this back to me? Could I imagine people like learning these words?
Amazing. You know, it's like fire is match. Congrats so much. I
Oh,
was born on the
thank you.
track.
Say again?
I was born the track. It's like fire because it's amazing. Did you study as an idea, maybe from the beats, the
Um,
lyrics?
I think that track was it was one of the first tracks I wrote in LA when I went to LA to write for the first time.
Yeah,
I was working with my guy Eric Ron, who's an amazing producer, and
yeah.
he's a great writer as well. He kind of we kind of bring the best out in each other, and so we kind of locked in, and that was the first song we ever wrote together. And yeah, that was I think one of the first songs I was like, right, this is a very clear sound. I want to take this sound further.
You know, that's cool. You know, how did you you know took the your roots from Scotland, you know, and how is your music has changed since you moved in LA?
So I've not moved. I'm still living in Scotland at the moment. But I'm there every couple of months. I try go like twice a year or three times a year. Um, but I think I'd like to keep my roots because obviously in Scotland you can get a very good audience from your kind of local scene because everyone wants to support local
Yeah,
artists there. So I think it's very important to stay true to the roots and stay connected. And I mean I do lots of shows and stuff around Glasgow.
yeah.
And we're trying to build the Glasgow fan base before we approach anything else.
You know, I love the way your impact on stage and your live performances. How much it's hard to stay with that energy, you know, and just like to keep that kind of amazing sound from the live studio to the
Hmm.
live shows.
That's just 10 years of singing lessons. It's just being classically trained. But I think a lot of it is just. I mean, I was not always a very confident performer. I started out very shy on
You're
stage.
amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate it. No, I started off a lot more tame in my performances. I used to just stand behind the mic the whole time and not move at all. But I think recently it's just like I want to enjoy it, and when I'm up on stage, it's the one time I feel I can really just like let go and just enjoy myself. And
Is it
yeah.
hard to stay independent as an artist from being on a major labels? You know, you think that you know the support is different. You know, how do you feel about it?
Sorry, can you repeat that the
You know,
last part again?
is it hard for you to stay as an you're independent, right?
No, no, I'm signed with a label called Hotel Records, which is a joint coalition with Atlantic and ADA.
You
So
know, do you feel the right support as a from the label? You know, how is it? What do you think about it?
um, it's definitely it's been different since signing with the label. It's been good to have that little bit of extra support, though. I still feel at this stage, even when you're working on an indie label and stuff, you in this day and age, you're kind of the artist is expected to do most of the work. So I still do a lot of most of the work for the
Yeah,
promo and stuff.
and
You're
it's
expected to
hard,
make
you
your own
know.
content. You make your own release schedules and strategies and work out all the marketing and stuff.
Yeah, you know, are you preparing like a new EP right now, or maybe an album?
So I've been working on a couple things. There's gonna be an EP that comes out in the next 3 songs. We got 3 more songs coming on this current project, which is gonna be good, and then that'll all come out as an EP at the end. Um, and then after that, I think we're gonna just really try push the sound a bit more, go a bit weirder, go a bit cooler, and yeah.
You know, what do you hope that people feel or remember when they listen your music first?
I think I want people to feel happy, to feel good. I love pop music because it is so like it hits in all the right ways. It's very, you know what's gonna happen. You're not left waiting for the big moment. You're given that big moment in the choruses and stuff. And so I think I just want people to walk away feeling happy and that their spirits have been lifted. And if they relate to the lyrics, that's even better.
Yeah, you totally got my support. I wish you in Europe again, on your country, with live shows,
Yeah.
maybe a tour. Hope it will happen. I
Yes.
will come to
So I
see you
think
in LA too. I've been there so
so.
many
We're
times.
we're we're planning a UK tour. I think hopefully we'll do a wee UK tour next year. And then hopefully I want to try get some more Europe shows.
Please.
I'd love to play in Germany because the pop scene there is massive at the moment. And then I'd love to do like Spain and France and just everywhere.
And Italy too. You totally got my support. You're amazing. You know, you bring some
I
new
appreciate
music,
it.
new style, and you made the difference.
What's
Congra-
actually a fun fact? The first song I
Yeah,
ever released on SoundCloud, I made it in lockdown with an Italian producer.
no way.
Yeah, it was this guy I found on YouTube, and he was just like posting beats and stuff on YouTube. And I was making very different music, but it's funny that that's where you're from, because the first ever song I made was with an Italian producer.
That's the connection, you know. So you have to come
Mm,
here to perform. I hope
yeah,
soon. Next time back in the US, I come to see you for sure. Generally, I came there many times in LA too. I got a lot of
oh
friends as
sick, oh sick,
songwriters, producers. So you totally got
awesome.
my support for everything.
I appreciate that, bro. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. I'll let you know. I'll let you know if I'm ever in Italy as well. I've not been in years. I went when I was maybe like 15 for like a family holiday, but I'd love to go back. One of my best friends stays in Bologna at the moment, so
No
I might go
way.
visit him.
Can't
Yeah,
believe. So we will meet soon. Thank you so much
we
for the
will do, bro.
interview.
Bro,
You
thank you so
rock.
much for your time. Bro,
Yeah,
thank
thank
you
you
so
too.
much.
Have a good day.
Yeah,
Have a good
awesome. Have a good one.
vacation.
Yeah, thank you. See
Bye.
you in a bit, bro.
See
See you.
you. Bye.